Hello there, it's Claire here from My Creative Spirit, and I'm going to show you how to make some crackers with the envelope punch board. It was something that a lovely friend of mine, Linda Jones, asked me to do when we were talking about how to make them at a workshop that I was doing a couple of weeks ago. So I thought, I've got all my papers out, I'll do a quick video and show you how I make them, because they're great not just for Christmas but for party favours. We've all got papers that we never get to use, or we could do with using up, and they're great for children's parties. You can fill them with sweets or not, depending on what you want to give them, but a really quick and easy way to decorate a table just for a themed party really. So here's two that I've made. They're really simple, haven't got much on them at all, and I'll show you how I put those together. Let's just move these out of the way. So the first thing you need is a piece of cardstock that is 10 inches by 6.5. So the first thing you're going to do is score your paper along the long side, or lengthways. So score at 1/2 inch. And then at 1.5. Make sure that it's on straight. Might want to use a scoreboard to do this. I always do mine on here. And then 2.5, 3.5, and 4.5, and the last one is 5.5, and then fold your paper along those score lines and crease with your bone folder. It's going to be easier to do it that way. So I'm just going to fold them first. Come on, paper. And now I'm just going to crease them. That does make a difference, doesn't it? Last one, a little one. And then bring in your envelope punch board. So let's move this one out of the way a minute. And you want to line, let me turn it round this way so you can see. You want to line your short edge up with the 2-inch mark on your board at the back and punch. And then unfold, fold on the next crease line and line it up with your 2-inch mark again and punch, and keep doing that until you've punched all your fold lines. So let's just do that. One more to go. And then you want to just do the last punch. So flatten your paper out and just do your last punch so it's right up against the edge. So that's one side. Then turn it over and repeat that down all of the folds. One more. and the half one. And the flat one right at the end. And then we're done with the envelope punch board. Let's move all the little shapes. They're lovely. They're like little Christmas baubles. So you could save those and use them if you wanted to on a Christmas card. Although they've got a crease down the middle, haven't they? And then the next thing to do is score again. So let's bring my score board in. And you're going to score at 1.5. That's in from the short edge. So 1.5. Just lightly. And then at 2. And then at 2.5. And then turn it round and do the other side. So 1.5. And 2. And 2.5. And then we're done on the scoring. And then I'm going to turn it over and fold that 1/2 inch tab in, and then I'm going to put some double-sided tape down the long opposite edge. So let's just bring the tape in. You could do this before you started, but I did wonder whether the punch board would go through the tape, and I'm sure it would. The tape and the paper. So I thought, no, we'll do it afterwards. Then you wouldn't have to cut it into sections. And tape off. Let's just take the backing bits off. Get the last one off. Just see if I can get them unstuck off my hand. Go away. This particular tape is really static. And then you want to bring your edges together, matching up the curve where you've cut, and stick. Press it down, and you've got your nice cracker shape. And then where your lines you've scored, actually perhaps we should have folded and creased them, but if you don't fold them and crease them after you've scored them, you just scrunch your ends inwards and they will all fold in. Like that, and then the same at the other end. Start with some and then just push those that don't want to go in. So there's your cracker shape, and then you need some ribbon. So I've just got some green ribbon for mine, and I'm going to tie some very caggy-handed bows. So don't watch me do this. I don't know if I go the wrong way, but I do it in a really weird way. But we get there. We do have a bow in the end. So you could use up your ribbons. Oops. Let's make that a bit smaller. I'm not big on bows and ribbons. Let's trim that little end up. And then do your other one, getting your bows to match. It'd be better if I cut them. This is some vintage seam binding that I've dyed. I buy it white and then just dye it whatever colour I want, either with inks or stains or my Copic markers. There we go. Seriously faffy bow. And then you can get it any colour you want. And cut. So trim that down. So that's your cracker. And then in the ends, if you've got a 1 3/4 inch circle punch, I've got a Stampin' Up one, which is that one. Those circles just fit inside the ends of your cracker. You see? And that just helps to keep that end nice and stiff. And also, if you've put things inside, it hides what's inside. So, and you can stick them in if you want to. So let's just push that one in there. Oops. Try and get it flat. Like that. Can you see? Oh yeah. Let's show it at the camera. So that's made it quite sturdy. And then the little rosettes that I'd put on them, I cut out with, it's the Tim Holtz Alterations die, the decorative strip. So I've got the little rosettes, that cuts large ones and small ones. And the other one that's really nice is the snowflake rosette. That's got the pointy corners as well. So I'm going to do these little round rosettes. So I've got a large one and a small one to put on. So you cut it out, crease it and fold it up. You can make these without the die. You just trim one edge of your paper, it's 1 inch wide, with a border punch. So trim it first, then cut it to 1 inch wide, and then score it at 1/4 inch along, it's 10 inches I think, and then just cut 2 circles out for the top and bottom, and you've got a really nice rosette with whatever border you want. And then you crease it all up to get your nice concertina, and then you just have to stick the ends together, so let's do that. So just a little bit of tacky glue, just overlap the ends, and then concertina the end bits up again and really push them together so they stick. Hopefully not together. No, that's okay. And then this is the fun bit. It never really works, does it? So I'm going to put one of the rosette cutouts with some tacky glue down on the work surface or on my craft mat, and then force this to go flat. Oh, actually that wasn't too bad. So it looks really nice. And then once it's sort of flat, I'm going to put it over that circle and flatten it all down again and just hold it. So I'm going to push the edges together. Whoops, it's like a lampshade. I'm going to push the edges together so that the centre is tight and just hold it there for a minute. They are really firm once you've made them. They really do, they're really sturdy. And then really quickly I'm going to put some glue on the top again in the middle, if it will come out, so that it goes into the cracks, and then take the other little florally piece and stick it on. The die cuts one large rosette and the smaller rosette and the little tops and bottoms as well. So those are really nice with their pointy edges. And then I thought on this one I'd put a second rosette, use the smaller one, and put a second one on the top. Let's see what that looks like. It might be too high. So let's scrunch this up again. Whoop. So all the way to the end. You can ink it if you want to. I haven't done any inking on these, but it's easier to do it when it's all scrunched together, I think, but you might think differently. Stick the ends over that one. Pinch them together, make sure it's well stuck, which I think it is. Oh, what have I done? Oh, that's it. And then let's get some glue ready. So I'm going to use one of the little circles, spiky circles. And then let's concertina it up, flatten it down, lift it over that and drop it on the middle and push the outsides together into the centre, so it makes a nice tight little rosette. And then let's hold it, put some glue in the middle and put the top on. Where's the top? Here. So get the top on. Whoop. I don't want to stay down. Where's the back gone? Unstick that, let's start again. So flatten it onto the circle and stick the other one on the top quick. That's it. Hold it for a minute. And there it is, rosette number 2. And then you can stick them on top of each other to make a really nice embellishment. And then on this cracker I put a label on, but all I did was just cut out, this is a Spellbinders resplendent rectangles. So it's from this die set, which is the resplendent rectangles, and I've just used the, not the smallest, I think the third or the middle sized die, cut out a really nice shape. It's got some lovely dotty pattern on the edge, and scored it at 1 inch, so it sat on the cracker like that. But this time I've trimmed it down so that it is only 1 inch wide, and I've inked the edges. Let's just put a bit more on. But we've all got label punches, haven't we? All sorts of things that we can use to put labels on things. Or tags. Tags, how many tags do we make? Hundreds. And then that just sits neatly on the top section there. And then I'm going to put my rosette on the side. A bit of glue. And then you can write the name on there and use it as a placemat, a place setting, not a placemat. I'm losing the plot, sorry. And that's it. Whoops, my circle's fallen out. Come out, circle. Let's put it back in. Perhaps best if you stick them in once you've filled your crackers up. What's not happening? It's all going wrong. That's it, and it just holds it nice and tight. So there they are, some simple place favours, place crackers, party crackers, made out of all of those pieces of paper that we just don't know what to do with. So I hope you enjoyed that and you feel inspired to make some yourself. Thanks for watching.